General McPherson started out as commander of the Presidio in San Francisco, wound up going to Tennessee, taking over the Army of Tennessee during the Civil War, and wound up following Sherman's march down to Atlanta, where he died in the Battle of Atlanta.
My job in the military was as a Russian linguist. I was taught Russian while in the military for the United States Air Force.
Really enjoyed the military. I probably would have done longer years within the military, but I mean, it taught me to keep pushing no matter what.
We had a house in Alexandria.
Spent a lot of time reading. You know, I love history, always have and always will. Because a man who, people who don't study history don't repeat it.
I know that I needed some discipline in my life, so that's when I decided to go into the Marine Corps.
When I lost my job and no income.
Veterans on the Rise was started because we saw a gap in the service. We saw a need to provide services to homeless veterans.
My son, my youngest son, is 10 years old.
I've seen a lot more homeless veterans than I have just regular homeless people.
We ended up living in our car.
I came to be homeless because I gave up on life.
I got laid off, and not long after that lost my apartment and had to send my kids off to the winds with family and friends trying to help.
We lived in the car for a little over 3 months.
I remember sleeping in parking lot of my truck, you know, with just me and all of my things.
None of them had a program just for veterans, so therefore the veterans were thrown in with the rest of the population, and we got what we got.
And now we're starting to see people are just coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan.
And I was applying daily. I mean, all the alerts are coming to my phone trying to tell me new jobs are out. I would get alerts at 1 and 2 in the morning and would try to hurry up and be one of the first resumes out there.
This is our meeting room. It also doubles as the TV room and groups and rap. As you can see here, we're doing a little bit of painting. We're getting ready for an open house, which is later on in the week.
Noticed some lights flashing, and a police officer in his car came driving up.
Navy went in when I was young.
And looking at my kids, I knew it wasn't an option not to do whatever I had to do to make sure we would be okay.
These are the first faces of Veterans on the Rise when our vets come through the door.
I've been homeless about 3.5 years now.
The VA homeless department actually directed me over to Veterans on the Rise, and that's when I actually got help.
I was lucky. I made a few phone calls and was admitted into the program.
Veterans on the Rise is actually an organization that was founded in D.C. Their main office is off of Sheriff Road, that's in Northeast. It's a transitioning program. You get off the streets, they have great services, case counseling services. I was in Veterans on the Rise from March until July. We got housed as a family.
Yeah, that's exactly what I need.
Okay.
Yeah, we feed meals 3 times a day, and with snacks during the midday and then in the late afternoon.
This is our dining area.
All of them have chores in the building. Some of them go out and work. Others are going seeking employment. We work on their financial issues, on their housing issues, and work on getting increased benefits.
What grade are you in?
5th.
Was it hard keeping up with your schoolwork during the time you were between houses?
Well, I tried to keep up with it all. I really couldn't keep up because there was so much work to do, so much things to be done.
I haven't heard about this, so.
I'd love to write down their information for you, give you their number. You can definitely speak with the caseworker.
Resume writing to mock interviews with the panel to help you feel comfortable, as well as sending us over to America Works, making sure we're registered with them because they were a job referral source for veterans, and they really had great jobs. They also did resume writing classes. They helped you revamp it as needed and would send that resume out for you to get interviews.
Well, there are any number of reasons why veterans end up homeless.
I ain't got nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Miss McCoy over at Veterans on the Rise was phenomenal. She just always made sure we were taken care of.
They may include employment or lack thereof, family problems, substance abuse.
These are men and women who fought to save our and to protect our homes. We insisted that they should not be homeless.
Into transitional housing so that you can recoup, so that you can rest your mind and your spirit, get you back on track where you need to be, where you want to be.
Just a situation where they lost their way and need to get back on track. And if you have a serious desire to get back on track, Veterans on the Rise is a tremendous opportunity to begin that process.
We kind of were like a family. We had someone who identified with our struggle and where we'd been and what we've been through, and we kind of understood one another and were able to sit down and talk and do things together. We'd go out to the museums and take him to the museums and get ice cream on the weekends. We had Sunday outings and stuff like that. So it was a pretty, went to GameStop for him.
Where I need to be, where I want to be, both the same thing right now.
And this cop comes up, and I think it's going to be another, what are you people doing here? You have to leave, go to a shelter or whatever.
Okay, so it's Veterans on the Rise, short VOTR. The phone number is 202-388-4090.
But what he did was, he rolled his window down and he handed me a container full of cookies that his wife had made especially for us and said, "Merry Christmas." And it was just absolutely incredible.
How you doing, bro?
Pretty good, man. Are you a veteran by any chance?
Yep.
Awesome.